It's always hilarious to me when a game comes out that the media clearly wants to succeed because they will, no matter what, shill for it. They will defend it tooth and nail, and they will call us all ists and phobes simply for criticizing it. And now they're trying to say that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is experiencing a massive resurgence on Steam when it can't even top 2,000 players. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, you would think that the media would want to accurately represent a state of a video game, but that's never the case. And with Kill the Justice League, they have been defending it tooth and nail even before it had released because this is a game they wanted to be a smashing success. And I do believe that partially at least, that is because it is a Sweet Baby Inc. title. These individuals, these journo hacks, have really tried to defend Sweet Baby, even putting up articles titled, "They don't do what you think they do," even though, let's keep it a buck, they do exactly what you believe they do. And now, of course, they've put the game on sale for Black Friday. It went down to $5 for the previously priced $100 edition. And you might be thinking to yourself, wow, it's experiencing a resurgence on Steam. They even say that it is seeing a massive spike in player count. So, wow, these must be crazy numbers. I mean, it's got to be close to the amount of people they had on the all-time concurrent peak on Steam, right? Right, guys? Wrong. Currently, in-game right now is 1,355 players. The 24-hour peak is 1,798 players, and this is compared to the all-time peak of 13,459. So what TheGamer is calling a, quote, massive spike is not even 2,000 players, which is hilarious to me because I've talked about this title a lot, and this is my worst game of the year because even though there's games that are objectively worse, like Dustborn or Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, Concord, which is the biggest failure of all time in the gaming industry now, Kill the Justice League really pisses me off because of the Arkhamverse. I absolutely love the Arkhamverse. I'm so sad to see what they did to Kevin Conroy's Batman. I'm so sad to see them absolutely trash the legacy of these amazing characters, having Harley be a raging feminist and push her old outfit back into the locker and say that, ugh, how could I even wear that in the first place? Them have the Greta Thunberg, Poison Ivy, just a sad state of the video game industry encapsulated into one title. So this is the worst game of the year for me by far, though there are definitely some very close competitors, though this game never really had any steam, never mind seeing a pickup of Steam. 13,459 is really not a lot of people, especially when you consider that they put years into creating this game, hundreds of millions of dollars. But we heard just a couple of months ago that they lost over $200 million on this title, and that's why they're panicking right now. There are rumors circulating that they are trying to plan a brand new Batman game. I have been told by my sources that it is going to be a remake of Arkham Asylum. That is the game that they are pitching right now because they can recognize the fact that people were upset with the direction of Kill the Justice League, and they know that nostalgia sells, that people do buy lots of remakes and remasters. And that, at least at this point in time, is the direction they're considering going in, but they still have to finish off Kill the Justice League, because we know that they're finishing the last two seasons. It's going to be Deathstroke, and then they are trying to bring Batman back. I don't know if that's going to be a winning strategy for them by any means, but the way that the media is presenting these numbers is as if they're crazy, right? They're going so far as to say the squad is in, and when they wrote this article, yes, it did have 2,500 players in game, but that's still not good. 2,500 people is not enough players to keep a triple A failure alive. That's not enough to maintain servers. That's not enough to keep making content. And that's what's so disappointing is that this game was created for basically nobody. Nobody's playing it anymore. I don't even think a lot of people were playing it at release, given they did admit it underperformed expectations. So they made a game for no one. This is what happens when you try to make content that appeals to the modern audience, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media who do not buy video games. They had one of the best franchises of all time. They had the fucking Arkhamverse in their hands that they could have done a million different things with, and instead they decided, let's modernize this. That's going to sell surely. And it didn't. And now you can get the Ultimate Edition, the previously priced $100 edition, for only $5. And yeah, eventually every game is going to go on sale, but it's only 9 months after release. They haven't even finished releasing the DLC characters and the seasons, so you'd think it wouldn't be that low, but it's abysmal. There's no way that you can sit here and with a straight face shill for this game still. They're also saying those spikes could be in relation to the game's massive discount, with gamers likely opting to give the looter shooter a try. Even at $5, it's still not worth it. If you have any sort of love for the Batman and the Catwoman and the Poison Ivy of the past, you should not play this video game, because all it really does is try to warp your understanding and your love for those characters, because you have these villains. I hate to even call them that, because they don't even act like villains. They're goofy, they're cringy, they're just the modern Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just doesn't sit well with me. And I initially went into it expecting to not love it, but at least think it was decent, but it was not even that. This article right here just goes to show why you cannot take the games media seriously. They never have opinions that align with gamers, and they will constantly try to shill for titles because they believe in the messaging that they push, or they believe the anti-woke crowd, the chuds, don't like it, so they have to like it, and they have to try to get people in a title, and that's just not really working out well for them. They cannot really affect sales of video games anymore, and when the media praises something, we all question what is wrong with it, what types of narratives are being pushed in it, what type of cringeworthy character designs, like in Concord, are there. We instantly raise the red flags, and when it comes to Kill the Justice League, I would highly recommend staying away from it. It really isn't a good experience, and they don't even deserve $5 for this title, so I will be keeping an eye out to see if any other outlets try to shill for this title yet again for the millionth time, but TheGamer definitely is, and they're making themselves look like idiots. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.